The Caucasian languages are a remarkably diverse collection of languages, vocalized by more than 10 million people around the Caucasus Mountain region lying between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. The similarity between the languages enables scholars to classify them into several families, with little or no apparent relation to each other. 3 of these families have no current indigenous members outside the Caucasus and are considered indigenous to the area. Actually, the term Caucasian languages is generally restricted to these families, which are spoken by about 11.2 million people: Kartvelian or Southern, Abkhazo-Adagian or Northwestern, and Nakhtagistanian or Northeastern. But that's not all. In addition, the languages of several well-known language families are common in the Caucasus, which are mainly spread outside of this region. So, as I've already mentioned, there are 3 autochthonous language families in the Caucasus: Kartvelian or Southern, Abkhazo-Adagian or Northwestern, and Nakhtagistanian or Northeastern. These families differ in the number and structure of languages. Kartvelian, formerly known as the South Caucasian or Iberian language family, is widespread in Transcaucasia, mainly in Georgia. It's small in the number of languages, but the languages of this family are spoken by more than 5 million people, mainly due to the Georgian language, the largest in the family, with around 4 million native speakers. The Kartvelian Southern group is divided into 3 branches. First, Georgian, which includes the Georgian language. Second, Megrelo-Chan, which includes the Megrelian language, about 400,000 speakers used in western Georgia, and the Laz language, about 150,000 speakers, which is mainly spoken outside of Georgia, on the southern coast of the Black Sea in Turkey. 3. Svan, consisting of Svan or Svaneti language, about 30,000 speakers, common in the mountain valleys north of Kutaisi in western Georgia. The second autochthonous family common in the Caucasus is the Northwest Caucasian family of languages, also called the Abkhazo-Adagian, Circassian, or Pontic family. Carriers of this family mainly live on the territory of the Russian Federation in the North Caucasus, in its western part. The Abkhazo-Adagian group includes 4 living languages: Abkhazian, Adyghe, Abaza, and Kabardian, Circassian. More recently, a 5th language was alive, Ubykh. Its last bearer, Tevfik Asench, died in the village of Hajosman on the coast of the Sea of Marmara in Turkey on October 7, 1992. He was a descendant of Circassians who were evicted from Russia after the Caucasian War of the 19th century, that is, in the 1860s. The Abkhazian language, with around 100,000 speakers, is used in Abkhazia, on the Black Sea coast in the northwest of Georgia. The Abaza language, approximately 38,000 speakers, is spoken in the Karachay-Cherkess Autonomous Republic in southern Russia. The Adyghe language, 130,000 speakers, is spoken in the south of Russia, in the Adyghe Autonomous Republic, and in the adjacent regions of the Krasnodar territory. The Kabardino-Circassian language, with around 590,000 speakers in Russia, is spoken in the central regions of the very south of Russia, especially in the Kabardino-Balkar and Karachay-Cherkess Autonomous Republics, as well as in Turkey. Finally, the largest family in terms of the number of languages is the Northeast Caucasian family of languages, also known as the Nakhtagistanian or Caspian family. It officially has around 30 languages, but the dialect variation is so great that the number of languages is even higher. Its speakers live in Chechnya, Ingushetia, Dagestan, and partially in Azerbaijan and Georgia. The total number of speakers of these languages is about 5 million people. In my opinion, it's the most interesting family precisely because it has so many languages and they are so diverse. Many of these languages are very small even to the point that in Dagestan there are many languages spoken by residents of only one village. The Nakh-Dagestanian Northeastern Group is divided into the Nakh branch, more than 1.7 million speakers, and the Dagestanian branch, more than 2 billion speakers. The Nakh branch consists of 3 languages: Chechen, Ingush, and Bats. Chechen, about 1.3 million people, and Ingush, 400,000 speakers, are spoken in the Chechen Republic and the Republic of Ingushetia. Bats language is used only in one isolated village in the west of Georgia. It's severely endangered to extinct as it's spoken by no more than 800 people. The Dagestanian branch of the Nakh-Dagestanian group includes about 30 languages spoken in southern Russia, along the coast of the Caspian Sea, in the Autonomous Republic of Dagestan and the adjacent regions of Georgia and Azerbaijan. The most important language is Avar, used mainly in southern and western Dagestan and northern Azerbaijan. Small communities speak the language in Chechnya, Georgia, Ukraine, Turkey, and Kazakhstan. Spoken by no more than 762,000 people, the language has been listed by UNESCO as at risk of extinction. The Dargin language, 485,000 speakers, is used in the south of central Dagestan. The Lak language, 145,000 speakers, is spoken in the north of central and southwestern Dagestan. All these 3 languages are written languages of the Lezgin subgroup, with more than 800,000 speakers, are common in the Samur River basin in southern Dagestan and northern Azerbaijan. It includes Lezgian, about 600,000 speakers, and Tabasran, 120,000. Both written languages, as well as Rutul, Agul, Tahur, Udin, Kriz, Budukh, Archin, and Hinalug languages. The languages of the Andean subgroup, with around 15,000 speakers, are used in the valleys of the Andean Koisu and Avar Koisu rivers in the southwest of Dagestan. Languages of the Tez subgroup, with around 13,000 speakers, are common in the mountains of southwestern Dagestan. Most Lezgian and Tez languages are used in small, isolated communities and have many different dialects, sometimes differing so much that scholars consider them separate languages. Okay, now we're going to consider some general features of the autochthonous Caucasian languages. And the first feature that everybody believes is: it's commonly believed that all Caucasian languages have many consonants. This is certainly true for most members of the Northeast and Northwest Caucasian families, up to the 84 consonants of Ubykh, which are the richest in the world after the Khoisan languages in South Africa. By the way, I have a separate video about the Khoisan languages. You can watch it here. The consonant inventories of the South Caucasian languages are not nearly as extensive, ranging from 28 Georgian to 30 Laz, comparable to languages like Russian, up to 37 consonant phonemes, depending on definition, Arabic 28 phonemes, and Western European languages, often more than 20 phonemes. Feature number 2. Many call the speech of the Highlanders guttural. Indeed, it can be noted that in the phonetic systems of languages of all 3 autochthonous families, there are quite a lot of laryngeal consonants, that is, consonants that are pronounced using the larynx. They are localized in the larynx. There are also many so-called ejective consonants, in the formation of which the larynx also participates. This creates a special effect of their speech. Morphology is also very interesting in all 3 autochthonous families. This is a synthetic morphology with a large number of grammatical meanings that are expressed within words. In some Caucasian languages, the number of cases in names reaches an extraordinary number that has no parallel in other known languages. For example, in Tabassaran, there are more than 50 cases. For example, there are 6 cases in Classical Latin and 20 in Hungarian. The autochthonous languages of the Caucasus share a highly agglutinative structure, and with the sole exception of Mingrelian, all of them exhibit a greater or lesser degree of ergativity. Many of these features are shared with other languages that have been in the Caucasus for a long time, such as Ossetian, which has ejective sounds but no ergativity. The puzzle of the isolated Caucasian languages has been attracting the attention of scholars since the 19th century. They've tried in vain to relate Caucasian languages to languages spoken outside the Caucasus area. They did succeed, however, in establishing links between the North Caucasian languages and extinct languages that were spoken in Anatolia, in present-day Turkey, and Mesopotamia, in present-day Iraq. Other languages historically and currently spoken in the Caucasus area can be placed into families with a much wider geographical distribution. The predominant Indo-European language spoken in the Caucasus is Armenian, spoken by the Armenians, around 6.7 million speakers. The Ossetians speaking the Ossetian language form another group of around 700,000 speakers. Other Indo-European languages spoken in the Caucasus include Greek, Pontic Greek, Persian, including Tet Persian. By the way, I have a video about the Tet language. You can watch it here. Kurdish, Talish, Judeo-Tat, and the Slavic languages, such as Russian and Ukrainian, whose speakers number over a third of the total population of the Caucasus. Two dialects of Neo-Aramaic are spoken in the Caucasus: Assyrian Neo-Aramaic with around 30,000 speakers and Bokhtan Neo-Aramaic with around 1,000 speakers. Both of these were brought to the Caucasus by ethnic Assyrians fleeing Assyrian genocide during World War I. A dialect of Arabic known as Shirvani Arabic was spoken natively in parts of Azerbaijan and Dagestan throughout medieval times until the early 20th century. In the 19th century, it was considered that the best literary Arabic was spoken in the mountains of Dagestan. Several Turkic languages are spoken in the Caucasus. Of these, Azerbaijani is predominant, with around 9 million speakers in Azerbaijan and more than 10 million in northwestern Iran. Other Turkic languages spoken include Karachay-Balkar, Kumyk, Nogay, Turkish, and Turkmen. The Kalmyk language, spoken by descendants of Oirat speakers from East Asia, is a Mongolic language. And in brief, that's it what I wanted to tell you today about the languages of the Caucasus. I hope you liked the video, don't forget to put a like and to share this video with your friends. And to finish this video, I'm going to show you some very difficult Caucasian words. Try to pronounce them. Good luck!